Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today for review, I have another beer from Heist Brewing Company in Charlotte. So this beer is called Blurred Up. I really like their labels. I think they're pretty cool. I recently reviewed Blurred is the Word. So this is basically the Imperial version of that. And I'm trying to think. That was Mosaic and Azaka, and I believe this is the same case, or this is also the same hops. It's just a bigger imperialized version of it. It is 8.4, which is a little above the 8% that most people are doing for double IPAs now. But anything less than 9, I think I wouldn't say is a strong double IPA. Pretty standard. Mosaic and Azaka. The original. Blurred is the Word I thought was really good, and it made me go out and get some more of their cans. I wanted to try some new stuff from them, so let's crack this open and see what we got. So, got my fancy dancing gnome glass here. As you can see, it pours a darker golden color, almost with an orange tint to it. I would say a pretty standard, about one finger's worth of white head, and that's about it. I mean, there's really usually not too much to say about these haze bombs. They all kind of look similar. Let's see what it smells like. Oh, man, is that pungent. So, I definitely get the Mosaic front on this guy. It has that little bit of, sweaty Mosaic character that I like. But there also really is a juicing component as well, which Mosaic has. And I've noticed that I really dislike Azaka hops when they're by themselves, because I think they kind of have a weird aftertaste to them, but when they're blended with other hops, I think they're really a compliment to other things, and I think I found that in the Blurred is the Word, and I'm hoping that this is going to be similar, because the aroma on this is incredible. Yeah, I mean, I think they really nailed this one. From what I remember, Blurred is the Word tasting like this tastes like a scaled up version of it. The hop profile is pretty similar, but it's a little bit sweeter. But it's just as well rounded. The bitterness is pretty much non-existent. These guys, I now I'm really seeing why people like them so much, and I'm not saying I dislike what they're doing, but they have most these canned IPAs they're doing have, at least from my perspective, almost zero perceived bitterness in the mouth. I mean, they're basically like straight juice, but they don't taste artificial, and it doesn't taste like they're adding a bunch of like lactose or anything either. I think he just really found a good way to extract all those awesome hot flavors but have zero bitterness at all. That is so juicy. So up front, there's a lot of peach and pineapple for sure. And then there's a quick rush of like a tiny bit of a garlicky dank note. But that the peach and pineapple just finish all the way through. It flows from like a big juice bomb to a little bit more of like a green dank character. But that's really not the predominant flavor. It's definitely complete juice all the way through. Um, Honestly, there's really not much malt flavor either. I mean, you're getting sweetness, but it's not overly sweet. Like I said, it doesn't taste like a rock candy or some like how some of these taste like. But there's really no like caramely malt flavor. It's just sweetness and hop juice. So to people who are looking for that, which is a lot of people are with these juice bombs, this would definitely be a beer for you. It's weird because it actually, to me, it smells like it's going to be more resinous than it tastes. It's more juicy in the taste than the aroma is. Don't get me wrong, the aroma is plenty juicy, but the aroma still has a little like some sort of resinous dank character, and the flavor it's very very minimal. I just keep going back to that. That is I was a little, to be honest, I was a little skeptical of these guys at first, but these recent cans that they've done have, even for today's standards, when everyone's doing these types of beers, they're still top notch. Honestly, I wish there was a little bit more malt character, and I don't want it to be like caramely malt, but just a little bit of that like bready, I don't know, that bready malt character to make it taste more like you're drinking a beer. And I wish there was a tiny bit of bitterness to it. But again, that's just my own personal opinion, and I know that they're focusing on the people who really want like straight juice IPAs, and they're knocking it out of the park for that. So I have to give them credit for that. Definitely on my scale of buy, drink, dump, this is definitely buy. I would. I don't know if I would buy a ton of this, only even though it's freaking delicious, like 8.5%. I wish it was a little lower in alcohol. I prefer the blurred is the word, not necessarily because it tastes better, but it's just a little lighter, and you can drink more of it because it's not as strong. But it's still definitely a buy, for sure. I think doubles were 18, the singles were 16, so their stuff's averaging like 17 4-pack, which is excuse me, pretty standard nowadays. If anything, it actually might be $1 or $2 cheaper. So buy. There's a reason I had heard of these guys a little bit before I came down here for their hoppy stuff. Like, this is really really nice, and I have 3 more from the same release that they did last week to review, so I'm really looking forward to those because this is really really nice. So yeah, that's about all I have to say about this beer. I had fun reviewing it. I can't wait to finish the rest of the can. Please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.